Hi, this is Carrie again, and in this iScrapbook video I'm going to demonstrate how you would fill in this smart template page we put in our in our video album that we created in the last video. And the first thing you'll notice on these smart templates is they have each of the areas filled in with what goes there. We have 3 paper areas here at the top, a paper area here in the middle, a paper mat around our photo, and 3 paper areas at the bottom, and then a background paper and some embellishments. And so I'm going to just show you how quick and easy it is to fill in these areas. And all the kits I'm going to use today are iScrapbook kits that either came free with the software or are available for free download from the iScrapbook website. And I will post the iScrapbook link in the post I make with this video, or it's available by clicking on the Download Free iScrap Kits button at the bottom of the iScrap Kits tab here on the right-hand pane. So the first thing I want to do is select a background paper. So I've clicked my iScrap Kits tab, and I'm going to click on Kits, and I'm going to go down here. Now all these kits you see in my pane here are from iScrapbook. Those are the only kits you see in this pane, but most of these were free through the free downloads button at the bottom. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go to the sample kit, and I'm going to click on sample kit. Now I'm looking for paper, so I'm going to click on the paper type of element, and I'm going to use this pastel white daisy paper and just drag it over here to the background. Since I drug a 12 by 12 paper to a 12 by 12 page, changing these image position items for this particular page is not going to produce any change in the background. But in a later video, I'll talk about how that can change how your background image looks. And normally the transparency slider would default to 0, but I want my background a little transparent, so I'm going to bump it up to about 40 or 50 and click Done. And so now I have my background paper in my background page. Now I'm going to go back to kits, so I see my list of all my kits. I'm going to scroll down to striped papers, and I'm going to pick out a paper to put in this accent paper number 3 area. Now this particular layout has you put the same paper here and here, here and here. You could put 6 different papers. I'm going to just stick with the way the layout is designed and use 3 and match them top to bottom. Now I'm going to try this. And when you drag a paper into the paper holder, it pops up a crop box. And you can zoom in or out on your paper. You can rotate it either by using the drop-down arrow for a specific angle, or you can use the rotate little slider wheel here to get. You can also flip it using these arrows. Now I'm going to say OK, and you can see that they've already applied a shadow to this space and everything. All you have to do is drag and drop your paper. But I don't really like that paper with the background, so I'm going to select a different paper. And I'm going to use this celery stripe, and I'm going to just drop it right in here until this rectangle is highlighted. Drop it, and it will give me a dialog box that asks if I want to replace what's in that placeholder or if I want to add a new element to the canvas. If I say place on canvas, it will add a new piece of paper that I drug there. But I don't really want that. I want it to replace the image, so I'm going to delete this and do it again. And this helps to prevent you from accidentally replacing a placeholder image, unless you click this "Don't show this message again" checkbox, and then you're on your own. I can't help you. But I'm going to click Replace Placeholder Image, and it puts it in there angled just like the previous image was. So I want this just at a 0 angle. I'm gonna just do boring because I'm boring. And I'm gonna size it up a little bit so I make sure that it fits completely in the rectangle, and click OK. Now I'm gonna fill in the rest of my papers here, just dragging, dropping, and clicking OK. I'm just gonna go real standard in the interest of time. Now the next paper, I'm going to put the center piece in, and I think I'm going to use this one. And again, it comes up with the crop box, and we'll say OK just to keep it quick. I'm going to go to kits and go up to my polka dot papers kit to select a different piece of paper. I'm going to put this polka dot here in the middle, and OK. This polka dot here at the bottom, and OK. And then for this last accent paper, I'm going to go back to kits again and go to the Pretty in Pink kit and the paper, and I'm going to use this heart paper. And then I'm going to select the scroll paper from the Pretty in Pink kit to put as a matte on my photo. And I'm going to click OK. Now you notice all of these elements have already been shadowed and everything, so we have a good look of dimension where we haven't had to adjust our shadows or add shadows ourselves, and everything is filled in. I'm going to click File, Save, and over here on the left pane of pages, my thumbnail will update to what I just saved. Now this thumbnail picture only changes when you save your page. So as we start adding elements and photos, we're not going to see changes over there until we click File Save or Command Save on the keyboard. So now I want to add my picture. And to do that, I go over here to the Photos tab on the right. And again, it brings up my iPhoto library, the most recent iPhoto library I had open if you're a multiple iPhoto library user. And I've clicked on my year 2000 album, and I'm going to use this photo of my daughter coming home from the hospital. And so I just click on the photo and drag it over here to the photo holder until the photo holder is gold around the edge, and drop it. And it will attempt to fit it as best it can into that space while constraining the image proportions. You notice the crop box. This crop box that popped open, this is what's called the Smart Inspector, and there's a whole list of things we can do with this box that you'll see in a little bit. But you notice Constrain Image Proportions is checked for the photo, and that helps the photo fit in the space but not get stretched out, so it looks like a funhouse mirror type of thing. So Constrain Image Proportions is kind of important on photos. Now, with the crop box open, I can drag the photo within this picture holder to decide where I want it. I'm going to zoom it in just a little bit so I can make sure. I like to have my pictures just a little bigger than the holder I'm putting them into, so I'm certain that I'm not going to end up with some extra space that doesn't have anything in it. And I'm going to drag this so I have it just centered. And then I'm going to click OK. Now, again, I could rotate the picture using the little wheel or the drop-down menu. I could flip it if I wanted to do a mirror image or upside down, but I'm just going to click OK. And now I have my photo there. And you notice the photo has also been shadowed. There's a shadow around the photo. If I click over here, you can see that. Now, this kit, the smart templates you get from iScrapbook are pretty specific about what to put where. For example, this one, in these little circles, it says drag flower here, and here it says drag ribbon here. You don't have to use flowers and ribbon. You could use a piece of paper in the ribbon holder, and you could use buttons in the flower holders, but they are, so it doesn't matter that way. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our iScrap Kits tab, and we're going to stay in this Pretty in Pink kit. So I'm just going to click the Pretty in Pink thing there, So I get a list of all the types of embellishments that I have in my Pretty in Pink kit again, and I'm just going to stick with flowers as it says in the template. So I'm going to click flower, and it shows me all of the flowers available in this kit. And I'm going to use these pink daisies from up here and drag them to my circles and just say okay. Drag it to circle and okay. And then it says to put a ribbon here in between. Now, I don't really, if I click the Pretty in Pink, and there's no ribbon listed in the Pretty in Pink for an embellishment type. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this home button over here on the right and click image types. And that will list all the image types available in my iScrap kits. And I can go down here and click on ribbon, and it will show me thumbnails of all the kits that have ribbon in them. Now, I don't know which kit I want to use, so I'm going to go up here and click on the box that says all kits. And that will show me all the ribbons in all my iScrap kits. Now, I'm going to scroll down and get this green ribbon and just slide it in there. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. Now, I don't really like where these embellishments are laying on my photograph. They're laying kind of in the main part of my photograph down here with the baby. And I think they would be better up here in this kind of dead space in the photograph where there isn't much of anything. So I'm going to select them, and I'm going to select all three of them together by holding down the Shift key and clicking on each one. And then I'm going to drag them up. And you'll notice these blue lines pop up. That shows me that these three elements are centered to the photo. If I keep dragging them and I'll see one come up here at the top of this yellow stripe paper, that shows me they're aligned to the top of that piece of paper. I'm going to move them down a little bit and keep them centered to the photo and place them about right there. Now, if I want to nudge them into place, I can use the arrow keys to give them a little scoot here and there to get them in just the right location. And if I click over here, we have my page. Now we're almost done. I'm going to add some text down here. So I'm going to double click this text and say add my text, and if I highlight it, I can click on this little gray oval with the arrow at the bottom of the text box, and that opens the Smart Inspector, which gives us all kinds of options to do with this particular element. And if I click on Font Preview, it will open a box that lists my particular, the text I typed in every font on my computer. And so I can decide what font I want to use. And I'm going to click this Marydale one, and it shows the point size behind it. So it says Marydale 9. 9 is the point size of the type right now. Now if I want to change that point size, I can drag this slider down here until I see the correct number in my preview box, and I want a 24 point. So now it says Marydale 24, meaning it's 24 point. If I wanted to do it without the slider and just get really specific to my font size, I can click on the font preview here in the title bar and select font, which will bring open a smaller box, and you can change the font style here, but it doesn't show you a preview of it like it does in font preview, and I can change the size to be very specific here. But this is also where I can change the color of my text, and so I'm going to click on my color swatch, and I'll open my color chooser. I'm going to click my magnifying glass, and I'm going to go over here and select this dark pink color in the middle of the flower. I'm going to make it even a little darker, and then close my color box. And you notice in the font box now I have this pink color for my font. And then over here I'm going to come over and I'm going to scoot this down and make it a little wider so we can get all of the text below my picture mat here. And again, you can use the arrow keys to nudge this into place. And we'll do one final save, and it'll update our page thumbnail over here.